What is up,
What's
Co-op
up?
crew? And welcome to another episode of the Co-op Cinema Podcast.
Hey guys.
This is Co-op Talk, so this is where we deep dive into a specific topic, usually movies or TV shows, and today we're going to talk about the movie Longlegs, bro.
Longlegs, bro.
So I just came home from watching Longlegs, and I just got to say, I'm really excited to talk about it here, man.
I'm excited too, bro. It's a scary movie from what I understand.
Scary movie.
I literally saw a trailer about it today.
Today?
Nice. And I was like, oh, this looks good. And I think I even sent it to you, bro. And
no
I was
way.
like, we should watch it. And then you were like, I'm going to watch it without you.
Yeah, bro, pretty much.
So I have not seen the film, but David and his best friends went to watch it.
Yeah, definitely. And by the way, this is spoiler free, so and nothing too crazy. I think at the end, I do want to talk a little bit about spoilers.
We have to.
I think at the end, but for now, I'm going to keep it super spoiler light, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Towards the end, I'll give you guys a warning. But yeah, we're going to bring you some fun facts and information about the movie and just give you our thoughts on it. But yeah, you saw the trailer. What did you think of the trailer?
I thought the trailer was like spooky looking, but I have no idea what the movie's about. No idea.
Yeah.
So I just have one question for you.
Okay.
Are the legs long?
Well, find out watching the movie. It really interesting, because I feel like there's some metaphors and some similes that would let us know what the meaning of long legs is, but we haven't seen it, or at least I haven't discovered it. Funny enough, I just watched the movie with my mom, Silence of the Lambs, and the one thing I'll say, I think Longlegs is this year's Silence of the Lambs. 100%.
That's a crazy statement, bro.
Crazy statement. 100% though, like there's so many, I can see so many similarities with it, I can see so many similarities with like Anthony Hopkins and Nicolas Cage that I'll talk about a little bit more later on. Yeah, but trailer looked really good, dude. I remember when I watched it, I was like, wow, this movie's gonna terrify me so much.
Is this the A21 people or
no, dude? This is Neon Productions. Which I gotta say, like they released another trailer as well for this movie. Not for this movie, sorry, but for another movie. I think it's called Cuckoo or something like that.
Cuckoo.
Which, funny enough, I think Longlegs should have been called Cuckoo.
That's weird, bro.
Little something. Once you watch the movie, you'll understand.
So you said no spoilers, but you're still spoiling the whole movie.
I did not give anything away to the movie, but yeah. But yeah, the trailer looked awesome, so I'm really excited about that. What else?
All right, but before we go into that, I actually have a question for you. You usually bring these to me, but I have one for you. Okay. I want you to check this image out real quickly right now. Okay. Now.
I like when you do that because I just use your sound effect rather than mine.
Heck yeah. These four in one room. Okay.
Okay.
Do you know their names?
Okay, so these people, yeah. Why am I blanking on it? Oh my gosh. Michael Myers. Jason.
Just kidding.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He has a name. Leatherface. And Freddy Krueger, man.
Freddy Krueger, bro.
Yeah. Who's got it? Who's gonna win in this one?
Who wins it, bro? Who walks out of that room alive?
Okay, this is a good one. I'll just eliminate the first one. Eliminated, bro, has to be Leatherface, bro. 2001. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, bro. First one now is Leatherface. I'm sorry. After this, it's kind of interesting. I know who's winning.
Okay, is it because Leatherface isn't supernatural in any way?
Exactly. Like he's just a crazy man that because Michael Myers, I feel like that fool has stamina like for days. That fool has superpowers, bro. That fool's Solomon Grundy, for sure.
Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday.
Jason also, I feel like he's indestructible in a way. And Freddy Krueger, also the sleeping thing, all that stuff. I don't know. Depp. Yeah. Wait, what? Johnny Depp?
Johnny Depp.
Wait, why?
Johnny Depp.
He acts as Freddy Krueger?
No, he's like, I think it's Freddy Krueger's first kill is Johnny Depp.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
I didn't know
he's
that.
Like wearing that like that football jersey that goes up to
Are you sure?
I'm almost 100% sure, bro. You gotta Google this. German, can you check it, please?
Is his adopted father Mr. Underwood?
Okay, maybe not his first kill, but I know he gets killed by Freddy Krueger. I know Johnny Depp.
Okay, well, someone fact check us in the comments. Anyways, this is a good one. These top three dogs right here. Honestly, my favorite in this list is Freddy Krueger. He's my favorite horror villain icon. But I think Jason takes this one, bro. What do you think?
Can I rephrase the question to you?
Yeah.
Which one of these would you not want to be hunting you?
Oh, easily, bro. Easily. It's funny enough. So, if you guys don't know me on a personal level, I struggle with falling asleep. So, I think like Freddy, that can be my advantage, but that can be my weakness too in a way, because like I dread that sleep. So for sure, Freddy Krueger. I feel like Michael Myers, I could outrun him or something. I really could. Leatherface is crazy, but people make dumb. It's very scary, but people make dumb decisions, and that's why people.
I personally think he's the scariest.
Leatherface. I think the most scariest moment was when I was a kid, and I think we were watching like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Because that's what you do when you're a kid.
Exactly. And you saw that one scene at the end where it's like the actual footage.
The beginning and the end.
The beginning and the end.
Dude.
That was beautiful.
That was so good, so scary. Everybody thought it was real because
I thought it was real too.
Well, you know the story. Do you know the story behind
Leatherface?
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre lore and stuff? Why it became such a huge movie?
No.
So everyone says it's based on a true story. It's not.
Okay.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I think in one of the movies, doesn't it say like based on a true story or something like that? Or adapted?
Here's the thing. So the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre put on their poster a phrase that is to the same effect as "the fear is real" or something like that. And so everybody started thinking that it was a real thing that happened. There was one guy, I don't know when, I don't remember his name. I'm sorry, you guys probably know it better than I do. But he would make lamps out of people's skin and gloves and stuff like that. So that's kind of where Leatherface came from, like the idea, I guess. But there was never a chainsaw. There was never none of that. But that first scene and that ending scene made everybody believe it was real, bro.
Me too, bro.
Was so scary,
good, bro. That was honestly really good.
And that was like, well, I guess the Blair Witch Project had done like found footage stuff before
already,
too.
Yeah,
never mind. Yeah.
But yeah, it was used properly and super good. That people, got very good inspiration from that. Freddy's my favorite, but Jason takes it. Finally, let's go to like kind of the synopsis, cast and crew, and just general info about this movie. So, Longlegs, right? FBI agent Lee Harker is a gifted new recruit assigned to an unsolved case of an elusive serial killer. So, there's a serial killer going around called Longlegs. You're just trying to find out where he's at, what's going on, and what's going on. It's directed by Ozzy Perkins. He's actually an actor. Well, like, he's not even like a director. He directed a couple episodes of The Twilight Zone, but he's an actor. He came out in Legally Blonde, and he came out in Nope, that kind of like has not extras, but extra other characters. It stars Micah Monroe. She's the lead protagonist in this movie. She comes out in It Follows. And then Nicolas Cage also comes out in this movie, where have we seen Nicolas Cage from, bro?
We've seen him as the voice of Spider-Man Noir.
National Treasure.
No, I know. Gone in 60 Seconds?
Gone in 60 Seconds. There's so many other
Face
ones.
Off.
Yeah, Face
Ghost
Off.
Rider.
Ghost Rider. There you go. And so it stars them. Obviously, I think both of them do a great job in the movie. I'll talk a little bit more about that later on. And one of the standouts in this movie is the cinematography by Andres Arochi. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. But wow, great cinematography from his point of view. Or like just the camera operator did a great job. Cinematography was also really good as well. I felt the intention from it in that movie, which we'll talk about it later on in the Big Win section. Fun facts about this movie. So to promote this movie, Neon created a phone number that you can call. And it plays a pre-recorded message.
I didn't know that.
Extremely disturbing message from Nicolas Cage.
So I could call it right now.
Yeah, dude, we could definitely call it.
Let's call it.
Right now?
Let's call it, dude. I'm scared.
Here's a number in case you want to call.
Little angel. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Another really cool thing. So the marketing for this movie, Longlegs, bro, they took out a page in the New York Times, and it was a cryptic message, like in the newspaper, bro. Ooh. And if you decipher it, it takes you to like this website online that you can check out these other cool things.
You know what I wish, bro?
What do you wish,
You know
bro?
what I'm tired of, bro? I'm tired of things taking me to websites, bro.
Why?
I'm tired of it.
That's super awesome.
I'm tired of it, though. I feel like a bunch of movies do that.
As a matter of fact, movies don't do that anymore, and they should continue doing that. Like The Dark Knight did that.
There was a scary movie that it ended by fading to black and put up a website. Well, I don't know what movie it was.
It was the Batman. The Batman did that.
Another movie did that. A scary movie did that, and it was like the movie ended. I don't know what movie it was. Please help me out in the comments. Anybody who's watching this, Alan, please. I love you, Alan. It was like a horror movie, and it ended, and it was like on a kind of a cliffhanger, like what happened, and it was like a website.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of it, bro.
I think that's really cool. Well, honestly, I don't like it in the movie, but in the marketing aspect of things, I think that's really cool, man.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely awesome. But also the marketing, like with the trailers, some clips that they uploaded online before the movie even came out, it's just like really good. The posters, all the marketing sense in this movie is fantastic. Speaking of the marketing, though, Ozzy Perkins requested the director. He requested not using Nicolas Cage in any trailers or in any posters of the movie, despite him playing like a main role in this movie. So the fact that this movie was sold without the main antagonist being displayed in the posters or trailers, I think is really, really cool because it shows that we don't depend on Nicolas Cage as a main actor.
It was the main two characters, no? Guy and the girl.
You can see the girl, Lee
In the
Harkins.
trailer?
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Now let me ask you a question. How long does it take for Nicolas Cage to appear in the film?
That's a little bit of a spoiler realm,
Okay,
if I'm being honest with you.
I don't want to
And I
spoil
think that's
anything.
because that's a little bit more spoiler realm. That I'll talk about like later on or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was really cool. Like we don't see him even in the posters. Like we don't see his face. That's so good.
Let me ask you another question because now I'm just getting a bunch of questions in my brain. Well, actually, I could ask you later, but I want to ask you how scary you think it was.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so like from a 1 to 10, how scary do you think Longlegs was?
Honestly, funny enough, I don't think this movie was as scary as like Talk to Me or like as scary as Hereditary.
That's crazy. That's
like
scary.
legit. Honestly, like I just recently watched Silence of the Lambs with my mom, and Anthony Hopkins portrayed someone very scary and very good. But I wasn't like terrified of the movie. Like I got into my car really nicely and like drove home like pretty good.
Yeah.
I will say this though, I got into my house, all the lights were off, and I was like, oh shoot, let me turn on the lights. But like when it was Talk to Me, like I was more terrified.
You know what I imagine, bro? I imagine because I'm assuming that Nicolas Cage is like scary looking in this movie. Right? Here's what I'm imagining, dude. I'm imagining like Nicolas Cage being a scary looking character, bro. I'm just imagining like long legs, bro, like him, and then like his body's just appearing
like a Slender Man type of looking dude.
Yeah, it's just long legs like that.
Or like when Freddy Krueger stretches his hands. Have you seen that? You've never seen that? Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting. I'll leave for you to watch the movie to find that out if you're gonna watch it.
But 1 out of 10, you'd never answer.
Oh, honestly, for me, it's like, well, other people in the audience thought it was more scary. I think it was like a 6 or 7 out of 10.
That's pretty scary though.
It is scary because there is moments of like
tension?
Scariness, moments of not tension, suspense is the better word for it. But I wasn't like terrified. But I'm gonna explain some things in the spoiler area.
Spoiler areas, get ready for that later.
Exactly, later. That I think you'll be like, oh, that sounds really creepy. But when I was watching, I was just like, okay, like I'm.
Do you think that was the thing about it not hitting with you?
Maybe, dude. Honestly, I've been kind of out of it, so maybe. Moving on to the next fun fact. So the first time they actually showed a trailer about this, and I think it's super cool. I'm gonna put it down here while we're talking about it. So the first time the main character Lee Harker saw Nicolas Cage, her mic was attached to her chest, and it picked up her heartbeat. Which at first it was calming rate of like 76 beats per minute, and it rose to 126 beats per minute when she saw Nicolas Cage for the first time. And I think that's super cool because like when the character is scared, we feel more scared because obviously we're more attached to the character and stuff like that.
Oh, like in the film.
Yeah, like while she was acting.
I thought like when she met him for the first time.
No. Like she went into like the interrogation room or something like that in the trailer, and she saw Nicolas Cage for the first time, and I was like, what?
Damn.
So yeah, definitely. Those are some of the fun facts I have.
That's very
just
fun.
for this movie.
What's the runtime?
An hour and 47 minutes.
Ooh, that's a short movie.
It's a pretty short movie. Honestly, it felt a little long. Damn. I'll say that.
I feel like this movie's a failure. Like everyone who worked on this movie should give up on their dreams.
Well, why? A lot of people are saying it's really good. A lot of people are actually, and that's something I'm going to talk about in the Big L section. But let's go on to the big wins of this movie. So honestly, Longlegs has some of the best cinematography I've ever seen in a horror movie. There's some that are great. Hereditary has a great one. What's that one with Florence Pugh?
Oh, Dancing by the River now.
No, what? I don't even. No. Oh my God, it's the one with when she has flowers. It's not Hereditary. Midsummer. Midsummer has great cinematography. One of my favorite cinematography like movies displayed in it was The Conjuring. The first one had amazing cinematography because it made me feel like I was sitting there. But honestly, I gotta give it to Longlegs. It's probably at the top of my list as best cinematography, best camera operating for sure. Like some of those shots were fantastic. There was like let's go a little bit deeper on the cinematography aspect. So like there were shots, they're on sticks, so it's like a static shot. This camera's not moving or anything like that. And you see the main character, and behind them is just like a door that's open. And you stay on that for like 30 seconds.
Dang.
And everyone's just like looking at the door, expecting there to be something there. And you're like, oh my gosh, like that building the tension is really good. And I noticed something that the cinematographers and the camera operators did was they used a lot of wide lenses on this shoot. And I was like, that's really interesting. Usually like it's close-ups and stuff like that. But I'll say like 80-90% of the shots used like a wide angle lens. Which I think is really good. Like I think it puts us more immersed into the movie. I think it was like a 20mm lens that they used, and that's just really interesting because you don't really see that.
Yeah,
you see a lot of the camera following the main character, moving around, steady shots, creeping in shots, like really good. They use sometimes a lot of the 4:3 aspect ratio throughout the movie, which has been used a lot in like recent cinema lately, just so like we can get that nostalgic feeling. Honestly, the cinematography in this movie was really good, really intentional. It made us feel like there was some scenes where like the camera was in the point of view of like a person. So like it's a person that like, for example, is sitting down. So like things are occurring and like you're seeing from the point of view of that person, and it makes you feel like you're sitting down there. And I'm like, that's awesome. Another big wins. Can't talk about the acting, bro. Honestly, this is probably my favorite performance from Nicolas Cage, if I'm being honest with you. Probably ever, bro.
Dang.
I don't see Nicolas Cage in this movie. Same thing with like Heath Ledger's Joker. I don't see Heath Ledger. I don't see Nicolas Cage in this movie. So I'm like, wow, like that's really good. Great acting. Very sinister. You can tell this guy's messed up type of thing, you know, like, wow, very good.
I wonder, obviously don't say anything or don't react even, but I wonder if he has any prosthetics on, and that's what.
I'm sure he does, because you can kind of tell, like.
That's a spoiler, bro.
No, you can tell in the trailer, like, his hands are, like, bigger than they should be. In a way, like, I'm not going to say, I was going to say fatter, but, like, they were just more chunkier than they are. And then he has.
Chunkier better than fatter.
Well, like, I don't even know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like. It's just interesting. Micah Monroe, she stars as Lee Harker. She did a great job as well. Well, you can kind of tell in the trailer a little bit, but she plays someone that like kind of has like social anxiety, so it's kind of weird, and sometimes it's kind of funny if I'm being honest with you. But she's a girl with few words. Like I think her co-star said more dialogue than her, so it's really interesting. Acting was great. Honestly, I think the plot was really good too. Like the plot is very genius. I won't obviously talk a lot about the plot, but like just the whole like trying to figure this guy out, trying to figure out what's going on, and like where and when these murders are going to be committed is like really interesting. Keeps you hooked. So the plot is really good and very good twist as well in this movie. I think that's like all I have for the big wins, because like honestly, what else more do you want from like this murder mystery movie, dude. You know?
Yeah. Talk to me about the big L's, brother.
Definitely, yeah. So there's, I was going to say a couple, but there really isn't any big L's. For me, what was a big L, one of them was some of the reviewers I saw were like literally saying this is like a 5 out of 5 movie. Like this is the perfect horror movie. Like this is fantastic. This is really good. And I could see in that aspect like how good it is. But I just think like we suffered a little bit from like the overhypeness of this, if I'm being honest with you. Not too much. Like I still go into a movie with zero hopes, right?
Yeah. But
still, like that was kind of like a big L, not from the side of the movie, but I guess from like the reviewer side. Another big L, and this is with the movie pacing. I think it slowed down a little bit, literally towards the middle of the movie. Like it was hyping up, and then like it hit like kind of a climactic point. But then it kind of slowed down a little bit, and I'm like, wow, this is like taking a little while right now. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm like, okay, like I had to sit up because I'm like, I can't be in the same position anymore because like I'm kind of dazing off.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit of the big L's, but honestly, besides that, I can't really tell if there's anything else that's like a big L, dude. I think everything was like pretty interesting, pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, dog. Give me your final thoughts, final rating.
Yeah. So for this movie, quick thoughts. I think it's a great horror movie, one of the best of the year, if not the best so far. Great. Like, I think this is the Silence of the Lambs of, like, literally of 2024 or whatever, of the new age. Great performances from. I'll say this. I hope Nicolas Cage gets nominated for an Oscar. I can definitely see it. It's not
Really?
Best Actor, but Best Supporting Actor. I can definitely see it. Anthony Hopkins won Best Actor when he did Silence of the Lambs.
But Anthony Hopkins is a great actor.
Anthony Hopkins literally took it out of the park, and I think Nicolas Cage does very similar, if not very similar, not to the same level as Anthony Hopkins, but very close. That's for sure. I give it a 4 out of 5, bro.
Wow, brother.
Today, honestly, I'm gonna kind of wait for it tomorrow. I just watched it, but I give it a 4 out of 5. A lot of people were giving it like 5 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5, but I give it a 4 out of 5. Solid 4 out of 5. Not Clark approved. So yeah. So, how much do you want to get into spoiler territory?
I think let's just go into it, brother.
Go into it.
Yeah, it's my fault for having responsibilities and not being.
No, I'm not gonna spoil the whole movie, but I do want to talk about.
No, if you're going into spoilers, people want you to hear spoilers. This
All
is
right,
now the
guys.
spoiler territory.
This is spoiler territory.
Well, we need a name for this.
Spoiler zone, guys. I'm so sorry for everyone that hasn't seen the movie, and I know I had to like cut it literally, but
We're only going to talk about this. Is this our last part of the show?
yeah, this is literally it. So yeah, I'd say like 5 minutes of the spoilers, but okay. So I'm not gonna. Well, I guess.
Spoil the whole thing, brother.
Okay, the whole purpose of the movie, dude. Literally, I'm telling you right now. Nicolas Cage is like a doll maker. And he's a Satanist. Like, he's a huge Satanist. Literally, yeah. So, literally, huge turn, right? Like, not a lot of people expect that. So, he's a huge Satanist, like, literally, like, not throughout the movie.
I'm so sorry. Is he the villain?
He's
the murderer that...
So, I would consider him to be literally, like, the beast, right? And he quotes a verse from the Bible or not quotes, but... Lee Harker references the verse in the Bible where it's like the devil had accomplices, had the beast, right? The 3-headed beast or something like that, had 10 people that were helping him out. It's a verse in Revelations. I'm not too sure exactly what it is, but what Lee Harker realized was like Anthony Hopkins, Nicolas Cage, Longlegs isn't doing this by himself. So she's trying to figure out who's helping him out do these murders, right? Because literally, like, he's somewhere else when the murders are happening. So what I was thinking, I was like, okay, like, I think what happens usually, like, the victims of the families that are getting murdered are like saying like the devil made me do it, or like the devil's doing this, I'm seeing the devil, so like this is happening to me, right? So literally, like, very dark. Like, that sounds very dark. And throughout the movie, we see Lee Harker, like, she's studying the case or whatever, and in the back you can see like a headed horn person or something like that. Very scary, like, very interesting, very dark. Yeah, like, the imagery was actually kind of scary. So yeah, some of the imagery was like very dark, like, I'll say that, but it wasn't too scary, if I'm being honest with you, because I'm kind of like expecting that in a way. You can see Nicolas Cage's character like pretty good throughout the movie. Like, the first scene, honestly, there's this little girl talking to Longlegs, but you only see his mouth. So like literally at the top of the frame is like right here. So I think like that's really cool.
Yeah.
There's like he was about to go like hug her, and you're about to see it, and then the title card comes up.
Cool.
But going along with the whole story, so
I like that stuff.
Yeah. So he was like a huge like Satanist and everything like that. He was using like 666, like a triangle, like 666 to like try and find the murders and stuff like that. And practically at the end, what turned out, literally, Longlegs would make these dolls, and he'd give them to families, and he'd literally say, "This is a gift from the church, so we're giving you a gift of a lookalike of your daughter." Dang. And then inside that daughter was this little ball. So in that bad ball, like, wherever the doll goes, obviously that bad ball goes. So like that spirit follows. And then whenever like the family receives that doll and they see like that doll, the family members like get possessed. Dang. That's literally what I took it as. They don't explain it as good, but literally that's literally like what happens. Because the family, one of the dads sees the doll and he's like, "We're going to the kitchen and I'm gonna murder you," or something like that. Dang. Literally, like legit. I'm like, what the heck? What's going on? And it turns out throughout the movie, Lee Harker's mom is the accomplice. So she's calling her like throughout the time or whatever. And it turns out in the beginning of the movie, Lee Harker, that daughter, the little girl, was her. And sorry, I keep saying Anthony Hopkins. Nicolas Cage was going to murder her, but instead the mom was like, "Let me murder other families for you."
That's crazy.
Instead of murdering my daughter. So
that's crazy.
Literally super dark imagery with that aspect. And yeah, like you can see that throughout the movie. That's literally kind of what happens.
How did you feel about that as a follower of Christ, brother?
Yeah, so like
that's as a Christian, I don't know what word.
So we're both Christians, right? And the thing that's really interesting is that stuff is real, you know.
Yeah.
I built 100%. Like spirits can attach themselves onto objects. You know, literally Annabelle is a story about that. You know, like so seeing that, like literally that happens in real life. I've heard stories where people are like, don't buy toys from like garage sales or whatever. So like I don't know.
I think you can pray over the toys.
Amen.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, like
what if the toys have long legs?
I don't know. The guy has no long legs. He just signs it as long legs.
Does he have any prosthetics on his face or anything like that?
You can kind of tell. Like, it doesn't look like him, and his face just looks chunkier with white makeup, literally. You know what I realized, though? This is a fun fact, dude. That was, honestly, Nicolas Cage should be the doll man. Or the villain of Batman.
No, Scarface?
Dollmaker.
Okay, I don't know.
His name, he comes out in the Arrow universe, too. But, dude, Nicolas Cage should definitely be the Dollmaker.
Nicolas Cage is cracked, bro.
He's so good, bro. I didn't expect it from him. I mean, I've only seen, like, movies where he plays, like, not bad roles, but, like, roles where...
Yeah. Do you know why that is?
Why?
Because, obviously, Nicolas Cage was a hugely prolific actor.
Yeah.
One of the best.
Yeah.
But then he actually got into a lot of debt.
Mm.
And he's come out saying, like, I just needed money.
So he did roles.
Random movies.
I didn't know that.
Very sad, but he's a great actor, man.
Yeah,
he's
definitely
a national treasure.
He's a national treasure for sure. Anyways, yeah, so like honestly, there's so much more I feel like I'm missing out on telling you about this movie, like spoiler realm wise. But that's pretty much it. Like, dude, literally kind of like once we meet him and there's an interrogation scene, Nicolas Cage's character offs himself by like banging himself towards like the table.
Damn.
And then we don't see him at all throughout the rest of the movie.
So how much minutes do you think he had?
So Anthony Hopkins had 13 minutes in Silence of the Lambs, right? I think we got way more of Nicolas Cage in this movie. I would say probably like 25 minutes, but not a lot. But for sure like 25 minutes. And literally like he goes places and he's like, cuckoo, like he's acting crazy, you know? And I'm like, what the heck? He's like a strange man.
Damn.
Going around asking people's birthdays. And I feel like there's so much symbolism in this movie. And I feel like if someone breaks it down, I think like that'll make it really cool. Because like he's only murdering people that are born on the 14th of any month. 14th of any month. And then, I don't know, maybe it's like a Bible verse in like Revelation.
Maybe.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it. Where it goes to literally before he died, he said like "Hail Satan," and then he banged himself. Like he's just a huge like Satan worshiper or whatever.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, like honestly, that in that sense where we know that stuff is real, that's where it's like scary.
Yeah.
You know. But I'd say like the movie didn't get me that scared as I guess it should have or something.
Okay.
Like I feel like Talk to Me was way scarier. I feel like it's just like, oh, okay, this man's crazy, like, and obviously he's gonna be like a Satan worshiper. I've seen that with the Manson, and they mentioned the Manson murders as well, and that's where they were like, oh, Manson had accomplices, maybe this guy has accomplices too.
Makes sense.
And it turns out it was the mom. But that was it. That's pretty much, I guess, all we can go into spoiler realm. I can't think of anything else. Was I going to mention anything else for spoilers?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he doesn't have any long legs or anything like that. So, yeah, I just want to remind you guys of a couple things. We do Co-op Cinema episodes. We just released one last week. If you guys want to check that out as well. Check us out on our socials. So, like our Instagram, TikTok, and
we just reached
YouTube.
3,000.
We just reached 3,000 on TikTok. Let's go, Co-op Crew.
Co-op Crew.
YouTube's, we're at 300
you
right now.
You are the reason we do this.
Thank you guys so much for the support. I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode. I honestly, Longlegs was a pretty decent movie, so I'm really happy about that. If you're listening to any platform like on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, I want to ask you guys, if you guys could give us those 5-star ratings, that would be really cool. And if you guys could review us, that's something I totally forgot.
But only if it's a good review.
Only any review is good for me.
No.
5-star ratings, we really do appreciate it. Especially since we're just starting out. Episode 25, but still. But that's pretty much it. Thank you guys.
Love you guys.
God bless.
Keep your legs short.